This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Little help!
You're mine!
Get behind me!
I thought you were going to wreck the place.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Fury!
Shield and Sanguine block!
Severing wind!
Flaming meteor!
Rising falcon! This one's gonna be tough.
Get on in there with the other.
Over so soon?
This is all Dana's astral energy.
Are you saying the Renans are funneling it through here to send to Lenegis?
Sure looks like it. We have to put a stop to it. Quickly.
Discourteous, aren't you?
You're mine!
Shield and
Eternal devastation! Rising fury! My turn!
Is every shield you own that big?
Here, you want to try holding it?
Ugh. How do you even walk with this thing? Hi, Hoodle!
Take this!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's keep pressing the attack!
Indeed, but remain
Your
ever
wings won't
vigilant.
save you from me! Well, looky here!
This seems strange. Like it should be among creatures you'd find in a forest.
Cut it out! I don't need to hear that. It's gotta be man-made, right?
Were it so, it would not be any easier to predict. Remain vigilant. Coming through!
You're mine!
It's up!
No escape! Eternal devastation! My turn! Onward, Orochi's fury!
My fists are crushing it out there!
Let's see what you've got.
Be still!
You're really strong, Armin!
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
Still, it's reassuring that statue wielded
I
hard.
did it! No!
Hey! Hoodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Guess I misread the landing.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Fury!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's keep pressing the attack!
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
I can shatter any steel!
Looks like we came out on top.
We just need to make sure we stay there.
Right. And without totally overdoing it.
choice!
May a thousand gales tear your head apart!
Rhapsody of darkness!
Feast of Salt! Wow! Look what I just found.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes.
Go no further!
Take this! Orochi's Fury! First! Azure Storm!
I'm ready! My fists are crushing it out there!
This place... An opponent like this should be easy. Azure Storm! No chance! No escape! Now!
Feast of Salt!
Azure Storm!
Awaken and wreak havoc!
Barely a blip on our radar.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen. Little help!
Here I come!
Raging
Lightning
Strike!
Raging Lunar Storm!
Dragon Sword!
What's not even fair?
No thought that breaks
I'm
it
being
tonight.
first!
Make it break! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Resonate with the earth!
You're mine!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's get
So much
something
for
to
careful,
Indeed.
This one
Remain
isn't
ever
normal.
vigilant.
Wow! Look what I just found.
Gotta break through! You're mine!
The waters of
Orochi's Fury! We did it! My turn!
Inferno
Orochi's
crossing!
Fury!
Can you take it?
Fire away!
Orochi's Fury!
Air thrust!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
We've sure climbed up a long way, haven't we?
Watch your step ahead. With no fencing in place, it would be quite hazardous to fall.
That's far enough!
Orochi's Fury! Next! I'm not done!
Make it rain!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Take this! kick!
Smash to pieces!
Orochi Fury! Air pressure! Together, that one. Wasn't even a problem.
Discourteous, aren't you?
You are in tip-top shape.
As soon as I'm done here, come help
Hey,
out.
man, how could a girl ever say no?
No escape! Azure Storm!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
We're in good form!
I'll do my best.
Orochi Fury! Azure Storm! My turn! Azure Storm!
Ground and pound.
Whew, looks like we came out on top.
We just need to make sure we stay. That's far enough.
Lightning Thrust!
A whirling struggle.
Penumbra! Void Flash! I'm mine! Rising Ground! You're mine!
No matter what, nothing gets past my shield.
Eternal Devastation! I'm ready!
Hurricane
Sir!
strike!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
This!
Yeah! Nice
Raging
picking!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Hey, new equipment! No choice! I'm not done!
On guard!
Raging Luna
We
Flame!
managed to turn the tide.
For now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I've been doing really great lately. get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
I thought you were going to let
Who said anything about letting
Nearly
off?
finished, yeah.
Then I'll provide it.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Out of my way!
Take this!
Orochi's
Fury!
going in! You've got a knack for battle.
I still plan on training with excellent
That's what I
technique.
like to hear.
How are your weapons holding up? Best not to give me any ideas.
Well, looky here.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Azure Storm! Elusive Fiend! Eternal Devastation!
It'll probably climb us into next week.
Take it. Elusive Deity.
Blazing meteor!
Rotating Pile.
Orochi's Fury!
I'm ready.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice
I'm
technique!
ready.
River!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Here?
It's here?
Yes.
Is that thing a Zoogle?
A central core and a guardian?
Once we beat that thing, it'll stop the wedge from taking in any more astral energy, right? Here it comes.
Is there no end to what the Renans can cook up?
I don't know if that's a machine or what, but I do know it's pissing me off.
Watch yourself. There is no knowing what it is capable of.
Any other wisdom you want to pass along?
Move it! Get it! We did it! Not a chance! Cut! Dazzle! Slice! My turn! Strike! Soaring Light Spear! Strike!
The enemy's reeling!
Complacency is the
Kisara!
root.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Is it over?
What the hell is going on?
It's too dangerous! Stay back!
Red Realm!
I'm not the only one.
I heard it. Whatever it was, I heard it.
As did I. I'm not sure I'd call it a voice, but it was there.
What in the world just happened?
That was Dana's astral energy we just encountered. And I think what we heard might have been its voice?
You're saying astral energy has a mind of its own?
I haven't the slightest idea. But do you remember what happened when we fought Balseph back in Calaglia?
You mean when that fire monster came out of the spirit vessel?
Exactly. There was such a huge overflow of astral energy, it caused a monster to spawn and take physical form. Maybe the same thing happened here, just with way more astral energy and a bigger monster.
Does that mean if you gather enough astral energy, it can become sentient or take a physical form?
That's what... Master Cores are able to hold a lot more energy than a...
That being...
Then the
So, all that energy and poof, it's gone.
Indeed it does. However, in order for us to move our hypothesis forward...
I just can't work out why.
Rinwell?
I can't help but wonder if it's because of my heritage. Sorry. Anyway, we should get going, right? We need to...
Are we gonna have to take this winding path all the way back down, too?
Yeah, but if anything, it should be easier than the climb up.
Everything all right? You kinda looked like you wanted...
Huh?
Or not, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry, never mind.
You wanna... All right!
Stop it! It's okay! Sorry. I guess
Nah, that's fine. No rush. It might help you to talk about...
I'll keep that in mind. This will be a delicious piece of cake!
Piercing roar! Slash! Flaming elusive deity! Void flash! Demon light! Sonic spear! Inferno crossing! Flaming growth! This one's mine! Inferno crossing! Force light! Jolly! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together!
Astral energy!
Say no more! That astral energy was incredible!
I gave it everything I had.
Guess I misread the landing. No choice. I'm not done.
This one's mine.
Void flash.
Dance in
Thunderous devastation. Elusive deity. Rising focus. It's over.
From the soil.
Now!
Instant! Impact Claw! We work well together.
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more.
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Go no further!
Orochi Fury! We did it!
You've got a knack for battle.
I still plan on training, though.
That's what I like to hear.
My fists are crushing it out there!
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
Guess I misread the landing.
What's with that shining foe over there? We're in for a long slog with this one.
Orochi Fury!
I think the enemy's getting desperate. And let's keep...
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
It looks like that beam of light has stopped.
Then is it safe to say we've avoided oblivion for the time being?
I can still sense a faint glimmer of energy, though. It hasn't completely dispersed.
You can tell? Rinwell, your senses seem a lot sharper than before, don't they?
And you said you heard that voice, right?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel bad, though.
If trace amounts, however small, do remain, then it leaves us no choice. We must destroy the entire structure.
What do you suggest? We bring it down piece by piece?
Once that's done, what do we do then?
We go to Lenegis. Even if we could destroy the whole wedge like he suggested, it'd only buy us time. The fact they sent this thing down tells me they're not—
There's also the matter of the Renis Alma. It's
But how do we even—
What if we hotwire one of their starships? There's gotta be one—
Starships are only seen on Dana at the start and end of the Crown Contest. Although, believe it or not, we Renins down here aren't quite as free to come and go as one might think.
Great. Well, I'm out of ideas then. We definitely don't have the tech to build a starship. And even if we found a Renin who'd help—
Yeah. Waiting for a starship to come down from Lenegis would probably be quicker than that.
Wait. Alphen, when you came down from Lenegis, it—
Right. Oh.
You can't be serious. That was 300 years—
But Alphen didn't wake up until a few years ago. That means it had to have still been functioning that whole time to keep his body preserved.
Indeed. You wouldn't happen to remember where you—
My memory's around where I parked, but I do know that I woke up in Calaglia. So chances are it's still in the area. Luckily, that realm's my old stomping ground. So I should—
This is it.
Yeah. As long as Lenegis stands there. There's no avoiding it.
So what's this help in Calaglia you're planning to enlist?
My buddy Nath. Our first port of call is Ulzebek.
Back where you first started out.
Yeah, along with my dad.
You okay?
I think I'm
Liar.
Huh?
You heard me. You've never been good at—
Excuse me? Just what do you... No. You're right. I'm sorry.
Is it about Alphen?
No. Not just him.
Something you can't talk about?
Rinwell, I'm not like the rest of you.
Of course you are! But now I know that isn't true. You and I—
Everyone has their own pain that can be hard for other people to understand. I saw the two of you talking and thought you could use a third wheel. So, here I am. Sorry.
If anyone's the odd one out here, it's me. Believe me.
Want me to go?
I didn't say that.
I get that you must have a lot circling around that head of yours. And that's okay. Whatever's worrying you right now, you're allowed to worry about it. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I know I'm not a Renin like you, or a mage like Rinwell. I'm not a sovereign, maiden, or lord. I'm just a Dahnan who used to be a slave. But regardless of all that, I'm here for you, Shionne.
That goes for me too. We all want to be there for you. I mean, that is what friends—
I said this to Alphen, and now I'll say it to you. You're not alone in this.
Thank you. Rinwell, Kisara.
And right on cue, I think I should make my way back and—
Yeah, I better head back too. We wouldn't want the guys thinking they're in charge. Can you imagine Law at the helm? Who knows what kind—
Still, if that's true.
I think it's safe to rest here now. All right, something is definitely—
Yeah, something big by the looks of it.
So—
I was wondering the same thing myself. Whatever this thing on her mind is, it's probably the if she's trying this hard to keep it secret—
Yeah.
I can't...
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah. There might be—
Wow!
Thank you.
Great!
Yeah.
wish I could get an examination.
Everyone around here looks so much happier.
I'll say. It feels like an entirely different place.
Zephyr would have been so happy.
Yeah, he really would have. Especially if he knew Law was... Law? Something bothering?
Nah,
It still weighs on you.
I abandoned my home. Then when I finally come back, what's important is that it's free. I get that, I do. I just...
Ah, Calaglia. Feels like it's been ages.
And wasn't Zephyr with us too?
Dad.
Hey, chin up. This is your hometown.
Oh, just one thing after another, and it all falls on...
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see I'm...
Looks like you have your hands full.
as much as ever? As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last remnants of Renan rule. I'm up to my... And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come...
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere.
But enough about my problems.
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renan starship.
A starship?
To get to Lenegis.
Lenegis?
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done recently.
Oh, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard...
Then do you have any historical...
Sure, we've got
Mind if we take a look?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renan invasion.
And you think that might be the starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else. It looked like it was someplace called Berg.
Berg?
That ring any bells?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating
Another meteor?
I wonder if it could have been one of...
All the more reason to check it out.
the old Zion, but you should be careful.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor. There's a giant Zoogle running riot in...
A Zoogle?
I turned back. All right.
I can't...
Right.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about.
Everything okay with...
It must be the heat getting to him.
Calaglians born and raised here struggle with it too, so it's no surprise.
Aha! So that's why his plumage is so white. He was...
Actually, Dan and owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. Where they're born doesn't affect their appearance, but that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby.
You mean they're...
And with all this travel,
I think he...
How awesome would it be if his head... Ow, lay off, will ya? So much for the
you've
heat
only
making him
yourself to blame
docile.
for that one.
Fascinating. An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owlet so...
Dohalim, I think you...
We've reached our destination.
This came out so good.
Mind if I join you, Law?
Hey,
What's up?
you ever find yourself just wanting to give Rinwell a pat on the back?
Law?
Not in a weird way. I'm just saying, she may be sassy, but she's also trying really hard, you know? And sometimes, when I see how hard she's working, I just want to walk up and encourage her. Is that weird?
No,
Right! Or if not her
Yeah, there's not much you can do if she's not feeling up for it. In fact, you're not the only one struggling to close that gap.
Huh? Has Hootle attacked you too?
No, I just...
Thorns? I don't remember Rinwell having any magic like that. That sounds more like Shion than... Huh?
Anyway, Hoodle's probably just worried that you're going to take Rinwell away from him. He's pretty protective, after all. Maybe you're... Thank God.
Let's make sure to kick ass tomorrow, too. Time to make you all proud out there, just like I always do.
It's quite hot here. The climate
Right, here goes!
small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law. So hot.
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship, and fast.
retreat if you know what's good for you.
May a thousand
No!
people carry you
Luna
away.
Rondo! My turn! Negative gate!
Wow. Look what I just found.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Dragon Swarm!
Azure Storm!
Elusive Deity!
Azure Storm!
It's a duel of the arts.
Now! Luna Rondo! My turn!
Elusive Deity!
We're in good form! Hey, new equipment!
Huh.
Gotta break through!
They're surrounding us.
Azure Storm!
Seal.
I'll face you!
Now! Dragon Swarm!
Rhapsody of Darkness!
You're my... Not a chance!
Take cover!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
That's far enough!
Azure
The
Storm!
tide of battle has turned in our
I
favor.
think the answer. Let's keep pressing the attack.
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
No choice! Azure Storm!
Perfect interplay of offense and defense.
I'll tear through anything in my way.
And I shall look forward.
Barely a blip on our radar.
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Xion?
Go no further!
Use its weak point
Now!
to take it down.
All together, everyone! Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. Out of my way!
Azure Storm!
Hurricane strike!
Azure Storm! My turn!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Luna Rondo!
Their hide is thick as armor.
Luna Rondo!
Lightning strike!
Far beyond the darkened sky.
Hurricane strike!
Glad you have your uses.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
wide
Make it
open!
rain!
It won't escape me. If it curls up, time to get out of the way.
Not so fun now.
Azure Storm! Got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
That equipment should come in handy.
Gotta break through!
Raging cascade. Hurricane
Azure Storm!
whirling struggle.
Here I come! Azure Storm!
You've got a knack for battle.
I still plan on...
That's what I like to hear.
This one.
My fists are crushing it out there.
Guess I misread the landing.
Coming through!
Azure Storm! Come one, come all! We did it!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Who said anything?
Barely a blip on our radar. This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it?
Hi, Hoodle.
Azure Storm!
Let's put you out of your misery.
I'm ready! We're in good form!
Discourteous, aren't
Azure
you?
Storm! My turn!
This way. I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Who said anything about letting off?
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
A comfortable win.
No choice! Oh, did it! Not a chance! Luna Rongo! Not a chance!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen. I'll do my best.
Azure Storm! My turn!
Switch to offense.
Azure Storm!
Ground and pound.
Step back. This one's all log.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly.
I
didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily. Callous. Calcified. Calaglian.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
What the hell is...
Probably that monster Nath warned us about.
Do you think this might have been where one of those...
But why this...
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going... This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's... summoning Zoogle?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Magic is there! Tidal wave! You get the gist.
Azure
In here!
Storm! Catapult!
This'll come... There you go! Don't let up!
Catapult!
Firmament Render!
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Firmament Render!
This one's mine!
Take this!
Can you take it?
Now!
Take this!
In an instant!
Impact block!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want.
No complaints here!
You got company!
My turn!
You attack
Make it
without
ready!
mercy.
Because I can't afford to hesitate.
Not against a worthy opponent.
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem.
This'll come...
Azure
I'll
Storm!
stop its charge!
I thought you were going to
Kisara.
wreck the
My
place.
turn!
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
Azure Storm!
Not a chance.
Let's keep up
You
the
are in
pressure!
tip-top shape.
As soon as I'm done here,
Astral Energy!
say no more.
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
I owe you one for that.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alphen!
That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think...
That thing scared the
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zoogles, didn't it?
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest.
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the...
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep...
Step back! This one's all law! So at this point, it's safe to say we've beaten all of those things that...
Yes, there were 4...
They put up a good fight, but we beat them.
Weren't you even a little scared? What?
Hey, is that it over there?
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but... I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of...
Right.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However...
How much time are we talking?
Starship...
So we've just got to sit around here and wait?
That's because...
Good idea. We should prepare...
Let's try not to stay away.
Either we rate...
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I...
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what...
And a little shocked.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into...
No offense taken. And this is no picnic.
Remember, our aim is... I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Doha. And it's not just us. If places
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these...
Right.
Right.
Don't forget.
That's right. Shion? Huh?
Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And Before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
they will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Elphin?
Only living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elphin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
You're mine! Demon Fang!
The end of...
Can't.
Did you know?
You mean about...
Yeah, I didn't have the
Hey, you...
As much as I try to look like I have things under control.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the...
No.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even peeping in that room with Deadheim. When you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself. Don't worry, it's okay. I've met too many people along the way who I truly... So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I...
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. But I swear I'll...
Thank you.
Remember what we...
Yeah. I think...
Everyone well rested? Then let's go.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I
Quit it!
was absolutely captivated.
Alright, I think that's enough fun for one day.
The thorns just keep growing back. If this keeps up, then...
Please wake up, Shion! Come back to us! Easy.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little? I noticed...
Hootle, let me know if you sense anything. Another day, another Gald.
Well, it's the...
This lady better hold together once we're...
Law, don't say that! You're...
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket...
A name?
Well, after all the trouble we went through...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but...
Okay, people. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns, alright? And let's...
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it,
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feels...
nothing like real. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dan.
How much longer until...
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities.
Good idea. Think you'll be alright with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
You okay?
Is everyone... Lenegus's infrastructure is largely automated.
Do you think anyone...
We may not have...
I really hope we don't have...
So now what? And if we're lucky...
There is an area... Forbidden? I don't know. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegus would have...
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Whatever the then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, hiding something of that...
It stands to reason.
Indeed.
Beyond that...
Thinking of...
The Dahnans are...
What could be...
So...
Oh, dear.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship, I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of...
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember...
Yeah.
Well, we...
No one...
I didn't realize...
Tell me, Doha. With nobody left to run the show, I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their...
But Dohalim was a lord.
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such...
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do...
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to... Also, now that I...
We'll get to...
And look...
Yeah!
Falstaff had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter...
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them, too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people who cared about it till the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them different.
There's...
Do?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy...
But why are you here? Wait, nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation...
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either.
If killing me will bring you peace...
Dohalim! What the hell are you...
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, my sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true?
Each of us have our pasts.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life.
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said?
She has more right to my life.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely and even then, Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was...
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think...
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand...
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch?
That's not the same as running away.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shionne's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side.
I hope you're... Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still... wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply op. Officer over there. If they know you'll...
Good.
Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Oh! I am Lord Dohalim of Helden Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one. Fire support! Be still!
Bloody hell!
This armor's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
I'm ready!
Dohalim! In an instant! Impact block!
Those soldiers...
Hey, look at that enemy.
I'll clear the way through.
You're mine!
I've got your back.
Penumbra! Stardust!
Piercing roar!
Rising Falcon! Eternal devastation!
Your reflexes will not
Kisara!
serve you.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops! Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Crush! Stardust!
Dazzling spin!
Soaring Lightning Spear! Rising Falcon! It's over!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Sanguine Blast! Lightning Thrust!
Falling
Here
storm!
I come! Rising Falcon!
Lightning orb!
Orochi
Make it rain!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. Seriously? Is this a joke?
Feisty one, eh? Rising Falcon! Fire support! Orochi Fury! Support!
Illuminate the dark! Can't let the hatred consume me! Only live! Charger blade! Change the blah blah blah.
In an instant! Impact block!
Together, there is nothing that can stop us.
Indeed. As one, we are unrivaled.
And that is our greatest strength.
Coming through!
Now you'll learn! Raging Luna Storm! Rising Falcon! Orochi Fury!
We're gonna keep this up for exactly.
Barely a blip on our radar. Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Take it!
Hurricane Flight! Vermilion Ranger!
Dragon Swarm!
Taking pile driver!
Be still!
I think I'll pass on the handshake.
No dawns shall
Rising
break
Falcon!
midnight.
Try hard! Not a chance!
Winds of heaven!
I'm not done! Stardust! Slice! Thunderous Devastation!
Now then,
Show me! In an instant! Impact block!
Barely a blip on our radar.
An opponent like this should be easy.
In a bind? Now we're not...
Flaming Thrust!
Sanguine Tiger Blade!
Rising
I'm ready!
Falcon!
If these ones can run rings around us, this one's mine!
Down on the ground! Strike!
In here! I'll be singing!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
So much for talking it out.
Hurricane Foot! Now!
Did it!
Sanguine Blossom! Field! Inferno Crossing!
Barely a blip on our radar.
That's far enough!
Here I come! Lord! You're mine! It's over!
Inferno Crossing!
We did! Take down their defenses! You're mine! We're not finished! Soaring Light Spear!
The enemy's response too.
We'll soon see about that!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And bubbling to me!
Ground and pound!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the...
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other.
So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision.
That person Alphen was speaking to.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly?
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw...
But how is that even possible? Unless...
No,
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dahna's for all we know. Perhaps we're close to the spot.
See...
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all...
Shion.
Yeah. It was all... So that was my ancestor, huh?
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorn.
Alphen.
That's not... I'd like to liberate them too.
Whether you're on Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Not that I'm complaining. Come on.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Faria, how did you—
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't...
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous!
We can talk later.
What? I've never known Faria to control Zeugles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master sword?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zeugles, then we get some answers. Fury! It's wide open!
It won't escape me!
Ignite! I'm ready! In an instant! Impact block!
Hurricane Strike! The waters of creation! Magic is there!
In a vine, the enemy's reeling!
Complacency is the root of carelessness.
Point taken. Stay sharp, everyone. Here it comes! Armor won't
On
save
your
you!
toes, everyone!
Ignite!
Make it rain!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Now it's just her!
Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please.
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it—
In that case,
I'll take her off your...
You?
Avakir, what are you doing?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to... I overheard what you said about Tarnagan, about how he really died.
And you believed me? What makes you so—
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I know better than to ask what you're up to. Leave her with me. But whatever it is, I hope it all works.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, as for—
You don't seriously blame your—
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother. As for Tarnagan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd— But that—
Indeed.
You can't atone. I know it hurts to hear. Forgiveness, accept—
So I just—
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. Not for those already past.
For those—
Kisara's right. So long—
That's what living's— Punishing your—
Only fixing the problem.
That's right.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude.
Glad to be a...
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well.
Do you think...
What is it, Rinwell?
Yeah, it's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral...
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up
an empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that
the visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing.
So, everything we just saw...
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to...
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shionne's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same...
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here through... No, more than a link.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful.
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by...
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy...
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more...
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And I don't know, should we really be getting so involved?
Dana's will would never want oblivion...
But you can't say that for sure!
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want...
Shionne's right. All we can do is... And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way. Soon, we might very well have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens, I just need a little time.
That vision...
Soon, I have to be ready to face it. I'm determined. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like...
A laboratory.
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. Well?
These are experiment records, but a composite being capable of controlling Dahnan, the creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. That must be the Master Core. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of...
What about the Sovereign?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the head...
What is it? Did you...
It's a list of names. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique Adjustment Index, Generation, NA, Alphen.
They re-engineered me.
Alphen.
It's test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique Adjustment Index, Generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are...
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena, and rule over Rena and Lenegis. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the... It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised...
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for...
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same...
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't... She could be working for someone else.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely...
What about the data records?
Not that I can see. There's nothing here. I've barely...
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the sovereign. Only...
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her?
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain. And why you were asleep for that whole time.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be...
Now that you know how she felt.
She kept... If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force... Naori was the one who put that mask on me. Made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Place. We've seen...
Of course. After 300 years, the spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you...
The Renis Alma isn't here now.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell...
Naori!
What is this? Is it the work of...
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No.
What we did back then, not so much as all in the name of a ceremony. As sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power. That day...
Linked to Lenegis itself?
But that power showed me a vision. When I realized that vision was a prophecy, but without a I did what I could. But it was too late with the destructive, especially since that power was asked. In which case, that at least, with the Sovereign, and that's what I hoped. The Renis Alma, my only choice, was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the...
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark...
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma...
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns, Shionne.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop...
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but... I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still...
No, it isn't! You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah! We can protect the world and save Shionne at the same time!
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a use...
And they say modest...
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shionne. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori.
Sounds